I'm Layert, and today I want you to think about it. Have you ever been caught up in a vicious cycle of unhappiness and aimlessness, where the motivation that ought to motivate you just seems to vanish? Imagine being able to change this reality with an age-old method that boosts your confidence and innate charm by fusing spirituality and the power of seminal retention. I've witnessed innumerable guys battle the sense of being cut off from their own selves, losing out on important chances in their careers and relationships, particularly with women who inherently desire that calm and balanced presence. What if I told you that research backs up this change as well, demonstrating how energy field coherence and hormonal balance may completely alter your aura? Keep watching this video through to the end as we discuss how this practice may hold the secret to realizing your greatest potential and building a stable, meaningful existence. I have always experienced the internal transformation that the practice of seminal retention and the cultivation of a deep spirituality provide. And over the years I have learned that the energy that emanates from a man truly committed to his self-knowledge reverberates in a unique way, something that does not go unnoticed by eyes of those who have a keen sensitivity to capture the subtleties of the energy field, especially women who, even without articulating such perceptions in explicitly spiritual terms, manage to capture this new vibration, this transformed aura that symbolizes security, trust, and a greater purpose in life. By integrating these practices into my existence, I was able to realize how this transformation is not simply a superficial change, but a revolution that permeates every aspect of my being. And women, in their instinctive and intuitive way of interacting with the world, perceive this revolution in a way that is almost imperceptible to the common human eye, but that speaks to them a language of authenticity and intensity that transcends the mere physical. The experience I experience daily as someone who dedicates themselves to these practices is marked by a feeling of centering and clarity that translates into an undeniable magnetism. I know that many brothers who accompany me on this journey feel this same energy pulsing when they finally experience the discipline of seminal retention combined with spirituality. And this is not just an anecdote or a coincidence, but rather evidence that internal transformation is inevitably reflected in our external presence. And from this realization I realized that the energy we project acts as a powerful magnet for attracting meaningful connections, especially with women, who seek in a man a sign of emotional stability, maturity, and a clarity of purpose that makes them feel safe and protected amid the turbulence of everyday life. In my own trajectory, I realized that the more I committed to developing my aura through semen retention and the conscious practice of meditation and other spiritual disciplines, the more evident my attitude towards social interactions became, and the way in which the women reacting to this presence, was something that could not be denied. It was as if my energy, now tuned and heightened, began to tell a story without the need for words, a silent but powerful narrative that said, "Here I am, prepared and tuned with the universal forces that govern existence." And this message was felt in a subtle but unmistakable way in my gaze, posture, and even in the simple cadence of my gestures. What has always fascinated me about this dynamic is the fact that this perception is not limited to physical attraction, although it is an undeniable component of this synergy, but goes much further, involving an emotional stability that fills the soul and provides a true connection with the another, where values and spiritual maturity become the true pillars of coexistence. I remember moments when, in the midst of deep conversations and casual encounters, I was able to notice how the subtle energy that emanated from me, the result of a real commitment to my internal evolution, aroused a genuine interest and a sense of tranquility in women, who felt instinctively captivated by the aura that transmitted the wisdom of someone who knows themselves, and this transformative perception manifests itself as a constant reminder that the search for self-knowledge and the cultivation of a spirituality integrated into practical life are not mere fads fleeting, but timeless practices that, when incorporated with sincerity and discipline, profoundly alter our way of interacting with the world. Every report I receive, every testimony shared by friends and followers on the Gods of Semen channel, confirms that this internal change has a direct impact on the way we are perceived, as the energy we nourish within us overflows outwards and creates an aura that communicates a feeling of balance and power. And this is not something that can be manufactured or artificially reproduced, but rather an authentic manifestation of our commitment to our own evolution. By deepening my own practice and seeing each internal challenge as an opportunity to reconnect with my essence, I was able to observe that my energy became a true manifesto of the transformation that occurred inside, and women, with their heightened sensitivity, captured this change almost instinctively, seeing in it a promise of stability and security that is the basis of any healthy and true relationship. From this perspective, I understand that semen retention is not just a physical exercise or an ancient technique, but rather a powerful tool of self-transformation that, when combined with a conscious practice of spirituality, enhances our ability to experience and share a magnetic energy, which is reflected in the way we present ourselves to the world and in the way we build our bonds. And this energetic harmony is manifested in every gesture, in every word, and in every silence, creating a continuous narrative of evolution and connection. Sometimes, as I dwell on these teachings and share them with those who follow me, I feel that I am not just teaching a practice, but building a bridge between what we are and what we can be, where the subtle energy of seminal retention becomes the catalyst for a transformation that transcends the physical body and reaches the depths of the being. And this perception, carefully observed by women, acts as a thermometer to measure the intensity of our commitment to self-knowledge. Experiencing this internal transformation made me recognize that the attraction that women experience around us is not limited to mere external aesthetics, but rather to a vibrant energy that communicates everything we achieve through self-mastery and discipline. And it is precisely this energy that functions as the connecting link between our essence and the universe, providing stability that radiates calm and security, creating an environment conducive to mutual growth and building relationships based on sincerity and integrity. Every day that I dedicate myself to this practice, I realize that the clarity of purpose that emerges from within is reflected in the way I cross paths with women. And this meeting of energies becomes the fertile ground for building lasting bonds, where trust and emotional stability stand as unshakable pillars. And the feeling of security that my aura conveys is recognized as an unmistakable sign that, regardless of external challenges, there is an unbreakable internal force capable of guiding each decision wisely. And discernment. This transformation is not just a subjective phenomenon, but rather a lived reality that is evident in reports, studies, and in the experiences of men who, like me, chose to follow the path of self-transformation through the practice of seminal retention and meditation. And with each new discovery, with each advance in self-knowledge, I feel that I am not only strengthening my being, but also building an aura that becomes a true lighthouse, guiding my journey and inspiring those who accompany me to seek inner excellence. The perception of women, always so attentive to the balance and harmony of energies, appears as a silent validation that discipline and dedication to our internal rituals produce a transformative effect. And this feminine sensitivity, often underestimated, is the reflection of an ancestral wisdom that reminds us that a man's true beauty and strength emanate from his essence, and not just from his physical appearance. By embracing this philosophy and recognizing that each practice, each moment of introspection, strengthens not only my spirit, but also the way I relate to the world, I realize that the path of seminal retention is a journey of self-knowledge that goes beyond the simple control techniques, establishing an intimate connection with what is sacred and with the essence of my being. And this connection becomes a balm that heals emotional wounds and reconfigures the way I face daily challenges. Living with this high energy, which reflects the harmonious integration between physical discipline and spiritual search, led me to understand that each decision, each sacrifice, and each moment of self-confrontation is part of a trajectory that shapes an imposing and serene aura, something that it does not go unnoticed by those who have a more refined eye to perceive the truth behind appearances. Honestly, I say that living with this awareness has allowed me to see reality from a new perspective, where experiences become lessons and encounters become opportunities to deepen my connection with the universe. And it is impressive how this journey taught me that true evolution is not based on the quantity of practices carried out, but on the quality of the commitment we make with our own essence. With each step I take along this path, I experience an inner expansion that inevitably reflects in my aura and transforms the way I am perceived. And this subtle yet powerful shift serves as a constant reminder that when we invest in our integrity and in our spiritual evolution, we become a magnet for authentic and deep relationships, where each interaction is coated with an energy that transcends the immediate and connects with something greater, something that speaks directly to the soul. By sharing this experience with you, my brothers who follow the Gods of Semen channel, I reaffirm that our journey is not solitary, but full of encounters and discoveries that enrich not only our lives, but the lives of those around us. And it is exactly this vibrant exchange of energies that inspires me to continue walking this path with the certainty that each practice, each moment of self-control, and each moment of connection with the universe brings us closer to the essence of what it means to live fully and consciously. Naturally, I realize that the reflection of this transformed energy is captured by women in such a profound way because they instinctively know how to recognize the strength that comes from a man who dedicates himself intensely to his inner evolution. And this recognition materializes in gestures, looks, and interactions that affirm the certainty that the strengthened aura is a true manifestation of spiritual and emotional maturity. At the end of each meeting, when eyes meet and there is a brief moment in which communication goes far beyond words, I feel that this subtle exchange of energies is the living confirmation that the path of seminal retention, combined with a spiritual practice conscious, not only transforms our own perception, but creates a field of resonance that transcends the barriers of the physical, reaching the core of existence. And it is in this state of being that we find the true power of the aura, something that transforms every gesture and every look an opportunity to celebrate life and personal evolution. It is impossible to ignore the fact that the search for a transformed aura is not a linear journey or devoid of challenges, but rather a process of constant refinement and self-knowledge, in which each obstacle faced becomes a valuable lesson, and each small victory is reflected in the energy we transmit to those around us, with this energetic return being a clear indicator that we are on the right path, following a path of light and wisdom that illuminates both our trajectory and that of those who accompany us. My own experience has taught me that the clarity and security that emanate from a truly transformed aura are not the result of chance, but rather of daily commitment to practices that nourish the body, mind, and spirit. And this commitment becomes a legacy that silently influences and transforms each relationship, each encounter, and above all the way we are perceived by women, who have a unique sensitivity to capture this vibrant and authentic energy. As I delve deeper into this practice, I learned that a man's true strength lies in his ability to align his inner energies with the demands of the outside world. And from this internal harmonization, a powerful and instigating aura is born, capable of inspiring, seducing, and transform. And this energetic manifestation becomes the indelible seal of a life dedicated to self-knowledge and the conscious practice of semen retention, where each challenge overcome is reflected in a magnetic presence, which cannot be explained in words, but is felt intensely in the air, in the softness of the touch and the brightness of the look. Today, as I look back and reflect on this journey, I say with conviction that embracing internal transformation through these practices is an act of courage and authenticity, and the way women perceive this change, in such an intuitive and almost mystical way, reinforces the truth that spiritual evolution and self-mastery are the true engines that drive our existence, elevating us to levels where security, trust, and purpose intertwine in a harmonious dance, capable of revolutionizing not only our own lives, but also the universe of connections that we built along the way. And it is this understanding, this transformative perception, that motivates me to move forward, sharing my experience and cultivating, every day, an aura that not only reflects my own evolution, but it also serves as a beacon for all those who, like me, have decided to follow the path of self-transformation, knowing that true achievement lies in the ability to integrate the physical, emotional, and spiritual in a synergy that goes beyond the barriers of time and space, establishing a presence that subtly conveys to the world that there is a man here, strong, calm, and profoundly in tune with universal energies. This reality, felt intensely with every heartbeat, is what defines the true power of the transformed aura, recognized and appreciated not only by appearance but primarily by the sensitivity of those who understand that a man's true essence lies in his willingness to change, overcome himself, and live in accordance with the truth that reverberates in every cell, turning every experience into a chance to inspire, connect, and most importantly, transcend the boundaries of what is known as mere physical existence. Have you ever envisioned unleashing the latent power within yourself, converting your life force into a force that could completely change every part of your existence? My name is Laerta, and I am writing a book called Alchemy of the Gods that will influence your journey of self-discovery. It will teach you the mysteries of Kundalini, how to use crystalline oils to boost your energy, and above all, how to start your journey toward spiritual freedom. Physical, digital, and audiobook versions of this content are available. Click the link in the description and comments to obtain yours right away. First of all, though, I have a surprise for you. The Semen Retention Success Path is the ultimate manual you've been looking for if you're prepared to change your life and increase your energy to completely new heights. The audiobook, which is over 2 hours long and will take you on a voyage of self-discovery and personal growth that goes beyond the norm, is packed with useful information for your development. I carefully examined the 6 main themes of semen retention material. Imagine regaining your vigor, developing deeply and permanently, and discovering a vast amount of vital energy. This audiobook is a master key that unlocks doors to a new degree of achievement and fulfillment, not merely a source of knowledge. Additionally, you will receive a 30% discount on my exclusive ebook, The Art of Semen Retention for Men, which contains over 20 pages of effective techniques for your spiritual growth, personal development, emotional balance, self-awareness, spiritual connection, and finding your true life purpose when you purchase the Semen Retention Success Path. Through my work, people are able to realize their full potential, and here is your chance to start along the path to that change. Don't forget to check out the Gods of Semen channel's new members area. In addition to actively participating in the creation of material that encourages and inspires new discoveries and ideas, outstanding supporters will enjoy special perks on YouTube. Join us in this lively group to change your energies and reach new heights in your life. It is precisely this convergence of the ancient and the modern that fascinates me and motivates me to pursue this journey of self-knowledge and personal improvement. When I delve deeper into the intersection between the practice of seminal retention and the scientific foundations that underpin it, I find a universe of knowledge that goes far beyond what the human eye can see, and that surprisingly aligns perfectly with what modern science has to say about the internal mechanisms of our body. Since I started this journey, I have been able to observe that despite the fact that many people consider such practices to be merely esoteric or belonging to mystical traditions lost to time, there is a solid basis in human physiology that explains in detail the effects that semen retention has on our hormones and neurotransmitters, revealing that by avoiding the frequent and uncontrolled dispersion of our vital energy, we allow our body to maintain a more stable hormonal balance and internal regulation that promotes calm, focus, and confidence unshakable. Aspects that not only elevate our quality of life, but that also become magnetic and irresistible in the eyes of those who can perceive the depth of this state of harmony. By studying the regulation of hormones such as dopamine and testosterone, I was able to verify that retention is not just an act of containment, but rather a process that rebalances the neurological pathways responsible for our sensations of reward and intrinsic motivation, which, ultimately, it translates into a mental and emotional state of alertness, clarity, and serenity, which shows that this practice acts as a catalyst for the maximum potential we possess as human beings. Reflecting on my own stories and experiences, I realize that the hormonal stability that is established through this discipline has a direct effect on the way I face daily challenges, providing me with a feeling of centering that allows me to make decisions with more discernment and assertiveness. And this internal stability, when transposed into our aura, creates a coherent and expansive energetic field that manifests itself in an almost imperceptible way, but which is undeniably powerful, to the point of attracting not only the favorable energies of the universe, but also attention and recognition of women who, with their heightened sensitivity, capture these subtle signs and feel naturally attracted to a presence marked by balance and maturity. Modern science, when analyzing the biochemical processes that occur during the practice of semen retention, highlights that, when we avoid the unnecessary dissipation of this energy, our body goes through an internal reconfiguration that favors the increase in testosterone levels in balance and the maintenance of regulated dopamine, fundamental elements for the manifestation of behaviors associated with self-confidence, leadership, and emotional resilience, aspects that are proven to be perceived and valued in high-performance environments and healthy interpersonal relationships. In this context, by dedicating myself diligently to this practice, I was able to notice a significant improvement not only in my physical and mental performance, but also in my ability to interact more intensely and deeply with the world around me, revealing that this balance hormonal is not a mere side effect, but rather one of the pillars that support the construction of a vibrant and persuasive aura, capable of transcending the barriers of what is traditionally associated with charisma and leadership. Understanding the electromagnetic fields that surround us also made me realize that, just as hormones play a crucial role in regulating our emotions, the energy field emanated by our body is a direct reflection of this internal stability, functioning as a thermometer of our health, physical, mental, and spiritual. And when we engage in practices that elevate our consciousness and enhance our internal discipline, our aura becomes more coherent, expansive, and, above all, more receptive to the positive vibrations of the environment, creating a resonance that attracts not just opportunities, but also meaningful connections that enrich our trajectory. By deepening my studies and experiences in this field, I understood that the science behind this energy and attraction does not deny the importance of the spiritual aspect, but complements it, offering a holistic vision where the physical and the ethereal come together in a constant dialogue, demonstrating that the practices that lead to personal transformation are not merely symbolic, but are based on biological and electromagnetic processes that regulate our physiology and directly influence our behavioral patterns. On a personal level, I have always faced this journey with a look of admiration and curiosity, as what previously seemed shrouded in mystery began to be revealed through studies on the interaction between hormones and the body's energies, and I realized that each testosterone molecule and each dopamine surge that balances in response to seminal retention turns into a driving force that fuels our will, our determination, and our ability to lead with responsibility and integrity. The stabilization of these neurochemical elements has a direct impact on the way I experience the world. Since mental clarity and inner calm translate into a confident posture and a magnetic aura that almost imperceptibly alters the way I am perceived in each interaction, and the results of this practice become evident not only in subjective sensations, but also in measurable metrics of personal performance and life satisfaction, which reinforces that this discipline is not an abstract belief, but rather a method based on the intersection between the science and spirituality, where each conscious choice to preserve and direct our vital energy leads us to a state of balance that benefits all aspects of our existence. By deepening this understanding, I was able to share with my brothers on the Gods of Semen channel that maintaining this balance is not just a matter of health or physical performance, but a true lifestyle that is reflected in every aspect of our social coexistence, effective, and the transformation that occurs inside manifests itself vibrantly in the way we communicate our presence, creating a synergy that does not go unnoticed, especially for women who connect with this authentic energy and feel naturally attracted to a man who demonstrates a domain extraordinary about oneself and one's own energy. By merging my knowledge of neuroscience with traditional semen retention practices, I was able to prove that hormonal stabilization is not something that occurs by chance, but rather the result of a daily commitment to ancient techniques combined with recent scientific discoveries, showing that maintenance adequate levels of dopamine and testosterone promotes a feeling of well-being and security that is reflected in energetic terms, in the expansion and coherence of our aura. And it is this coherence that works like a magnet to attract positive vibrations from the universe, creating a virtuous circle of self-knowledge, discipline, and personal evolution. With this scientific basis, I understood that the practice of seminal retention goes far beyond a simple act of containment or abstention, being a ritual that, when practiced consciously, triggers a series of biochemical reactions that directly benefit our physical and mental health. And spiritual, showing that the union between science and spirituality is not only possible, but also deeply complementary. And this integration is what fuels my conviction that we are capable of transforming our reality through self-mastery and the incessant search for balance. When analyzing the studies that investigate the impact of retention on hormonal levels, I noticed that men who dedicate themselves to this practice report a significant improvement in their ability to concentrate, in their resistance to stress, and in the quality of their interpersonal relationships, which reinforces the idea that the balance of neurotransmitters acts as the basis for the development of qualities such as assertiveness and empathy, essential elements for building an aura that is both powerful and subtle, capable of communicating confidence and serenity without the need for words. This perspective leads me to reflect that science, often seen as something cold and mechanistic, actually has the ability to illuminate the deepest aspects of our existence. Because by measuring, analyzing, and understanding the mechanisms behind our vital energy, we were able to validate and improve the ancestral practices that, over the centuries, were cultivated by those who sought transcendence and harmony with natural forces. In this sense, when I find myself immersed in the study of electromagnetic fields and the hormonal regulation promoted by seminal retention, I feel that I am unveiling a secret that unites the wisdom of the past with the innovations of the present, and this discovery inspires me to continue investing in my own improvement, knowing that each advance in understanding the internal mechanisms of my body is a victory that is directly reflected in my energy and, consequently, in the quality of my relationships. The scientific validation of this practice strengthens my belief that we are architects of our own destiny, because by taking control over our energy, we are able to not only transform our personal reality, but also create a wave of positive influence that touches all those who cross our path. And this influence manifests itself in the way we lead our lives with a unique combination of passion, discipline, and a deep sense of purpose. At the same time that science explains the tangible effects of hormonal regulation, highlighting that maintaining balanced levels of dopamine and testosterone results in a notable improvement in cognitive performance and emotional stability. It also reveals that our electromagnetic field, although invisible, it is a mirror of the internal state of our being. And when this field harmonizes with universal energies, our aura becomes a palpable extension of our integrity and our commitment to self-knowledge, radiating a strength that is impossible to ignore. This journey of discovery led me to intimately integrate scientific teachings with spiritual practices, building an approach that not only values the physical body, but that enhances every aspect of our human experience. And by observing the results of this integration, I see that my presence becomes not only more stable and confident, but also more inspiring, transforming each challenge into an opportunity to deepen my relationship with life itself and the universe that surrounds me. Studies that demonstrate the influence of dopamine on the sensation of pleasure and motivation show me that the balance of this neurotransmitter is essential to keep the internal flame burning, while the regulation of testosterone is intrinsically linked to our ability to take risks and lead with courage. And it is in this scenario that the conscious practice of retention stands out as a powerful tool for reconnecting body and mind, promoting a transformation that is felt viscerally and that translates, unequivocally, into an aura of magnetism and charisma that attracts deep and authentic connections. Each time I dedicate myself to this practice, I feel that I am closer to my maximum potential, as if every cell of my body links into a harmonious symphony that echoes both in the most intimate nooks of my being and in the electromagnetic field that project for the world. And this tune is not unnoticed, as it manifests itself in the form of a serene, confident, and absolutely magnetic presence, which inspires confidence and admiration not only by the physical characteristics, but for the deep inner balance that all man can achieve by dedicating himself to this art of living. With each new acquired understanding, with each scientific data that corroborates the benefits of retention and spirituality, I find in me a renewed conviction that we are facing a path of transformation that is, at the same time, a return to our more essential roots, and a rise towards a future where the harmony between the physical and the spiritual is not only desirable, but indispensable for the construction of a full and significant existence. Thus, when looking at the mechanisms that govern our biochemistry and which, in synergy with self-control practices, translate into a coherent and expansive vital energy, I realize that each technique, every moment of introspection and discipline, builds the foundations of a new paradigm, in which science and spirituality embrace an eternal dance, where hormonal balance is not just an indicator of health, but a symbol of an awakening consciousness and an energy that, when directed wisdom, transforms each aspect of our reality, illuminating the way to deeper relationships, authentic leadership, and an existence where the maximum potential of the human being reveals itself in its purest and more vibrant form. By sharing this vision on the Gods of Semen channel, I proudly reaffirm that the integration between the knowledge of neuroscience and ancestral seminal retention practices is a watershed, as it gives us not only tangible evidence of the benefits of discipline, but also to assure that when we commit to self-knowledge and the integral development of our being, we gain an inner force that transcends physical limitations and manifests itself in a powerful and undeniable way in our aura, making each meeting an opportunity to share that energy, to inspire transformation, and reaffirm that true attraction lies in the ability to align ourselves with the universal laws that govern life. Living this reality is, for me, a constant celebration of the union between science and spirituality, where every advance in research on our hormones, each discovery about the dynamics of electromagnetic fields, and each personal experience of overcoming converge in a unique flow of energy that drives me to move on with determination and passion, sure that each conscious choice to preserve and improve this vital energy is a seed that flourishes in the form of charisma, leadership, and a magnetic attraction that inevitably becomes a true manifesto of our inner evolution, transforming our existence on a journey of light, balance, and deep connection with the universe, where science and spirituality intertwine to reveal the true power of our aura and the unlimited potential that lies in every man who dare to walk this path with courage and sincerity. Have you ever had the feeling that something essential to changing your life and your relationships was lacking, preventing you from reaching your full potential? If you're sick of living in uncertainty and doubt, keep in mind that the solution can lie in combining self-awareness with millennial behaviors and the encouragement of a thriving community. If this message resonated with you, please like it, subscribe to the channel, and tell a friend about this positive message. Don't stop there. Keep moving forward on your path to personal development by clicking on more videos.